Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Real Producers with Jordan Espeseth. I am Lendon Wilson. I'm the creator of The Difference. The Difference is the media broadcasting company where we put these shows together. People that are in all different types of industries, have different careers, but they're making the difference by several different ways. So I'm going to bring Jordan in now. Hello, buddy. How are you doing?
What's going on, Len? Hey, your mic is crackling. I don't know if that's speaker or it's actually your mic, but I was hearing crackling going on.
Oh, how's it sounding now? Is it any better?
That's perfect. Yeah. Was it a loose wire or what was going on there?
I have no idea. I just moved the mic a little bit, so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
So you're back in Texas.
Friend.
Yeah, you're back in Texas, right?
I am. We're back in Texas. I got my magazines behind me now, so that I'm back in my element. So it feels good to be back.
I like it. So tell everybody that's watching for the first time a little bit about Real Producers and what that is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we've done the show, so it feels good to be back here. But to bring everyone back in the loop again, we are a platform that is built around the best producing real estate agents and best businesses within really North DFW. So north of 635, that north tip of Dallas County, Collin County, Denton County. There's roughly 20,000 licensed real estate agents within that territory. We pull the top 500 based off their MLS production for the year. And collectively, these people do $10 billion worth of real estate each year, 20,000+ deals done. They're the elite in the real estate. And then all of our business partners have been recommended to us by the top producing agents and our other partners in the market. And so it's we have a monthly publication that goes out where we share the stories of the best, and we also have events where we invite the top producing agents and our business partners to just connect, to collaborate, to get to know each other, to build bigger and better alliances. And so looking forward to having an event here in the next month or two. It's going to be interesting with COVID and everything, but we're going to make it work in person. And so crossing our fingers that we get, that situation figured out, because I know people are dying to meet face to face, including myself.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that does make the difference, is being able to get in front of people and get to know them. And that's a lot about what our show is about, is bringing to life the people that are working hard in their careers, and let people get to know them that may not have known who they are. And Jordan, I say this every week that you have a show. Your guests are terrific. They're incredible. There's no wonder why they make the difference. And you've got two more good ones today. So it's just you have this plethora of people that are around and in Real Producers. So let's bring in your two guests now. I want you to introduce those to the viewers today, and let's get to know them a little bit.
Yeah, we'll bring on the ladies from Espeseth Inspection Services. We have Shannon and Sherry. They've been a partner of ours for a while, and they actually were recommended over to us by one of my colleagues who runs through our same publishing company, an HOA publication out in it's Las Colinas, right? It was like kind of that Las Colinas area. His name's Peter Leahy. So he introduced us a while back. And, I love, because whenever we do these shows, I always see Shannon's name is popped up and she's tuned in. So she's maybe the greatest supporter that we have. And I love it. And so thank you, girls, for being partners, but also being on the show today.
Thank you for having us. And we are delighted.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about, I see all this behind you, Espeseth, Service Master, Furniture Medic. Tell us a little. I have bad eyes. I can't see. Shannon, Sherry, first of all, we're happy to have you on the show today, and we appreciate you obviously watching on the other shows that Jordan has. But let's talk a little bit about y'all and what Furniture Medic, Espeseth, and Service Master is, and how y'all got involved with that.
So we have 3 brands, and we are proud to be a woman-owned business. big for us. We started with Furniture Medic back in 2017 as a need for the insurance industry. Then we opened up Service Master Clean because a lot of our clients were needing cleaning services and couldn't find people that would do a good job and show up and also be able to work after hours. And if something is damaged, be able to fix it at the same time. And then we added AmeriSpec shortly thereafter, Service Master. And the reason why we did that is with me having an insurance background, I know that one of the largest things that you ever do in your life is buy a home and maintain your home. So that kind of fit in my background of inspections. So we opened, or I bought AmeriSpec Inspection Services. We are one of the oldest inspection services in DFW. We are going on year 22, and we are a handful of women-owned inspection services in DFW. There's, I think, only 3 of us that I have found, so I take pride in that we are almost 22 years old, and we are women owned, and we cover all the way from Weatherford to Rockwall to Terrell, all the way up to basically the border of Texas and Oklahoma. So wherever our clients need us, we're able to go.
Cool. So I have been with Sherry for 2 years, and it is delightful to be part of a team led by women and set us a little bit apart. So we've been very active in the community, and it's been awesome to listen to your podcast before, learn nuggets of wisdom from other people, and just take those nuggets of wisdom and apply it to us. So we've been very blessed to be in the Carrollton Addison Farmers Ranch community and make our difference there, as well as Collin County Association, Greater Louisville Association, as well as Metro Texas Association. So it's been fun.
Awesome. That sounds exciting. It sounds challenging too. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about some of the challenges that you've had. I mean, you're not just running one business, you're basically running 3. Am I right?
That is correct. We have 3 different business models, and within each business model, we have 3 different models that we go after so that we're not putting everything into one basket.
Okay. So I've got a ton of questions for you, Sherry.
He always does. He always does.
I know how hard it is to run one business. And I know that and I talk a lot of times about in making the difference, what I've seen, and this is what's so great about being able to do what I do is just being able to take the notes and see the commonalities of the people that are successful. And, it's hard being an entrepreneur. It's hard running one business. I'm sure it's a chore and a challenge and probably a blessing to be able to run 3. But in order to do that, I would assume that you're very structured, you're very organized, and you've got certain ways things go so that you can stay on top of all of that. Tell us a little bit about how you set up your structure and how you ensure that things flow the way that they should in managing 3 businesses when some of us have a challenge just running one.
So basically, I have a good support team, and I empower my team to make decisions for me and then come back and tell me. So like Shannon, she is primarily AmeriSpec, but she also does marketing for the other 2 brands. And I trust her in that. Like, she'll come to me and say, Sherry, we're sponsoring A, B, and C this week, and I need X, Y, and Z from you. And I trust her, and I'm like, don't question. And I'm like, okay, the ROI, and here you go. Cindy, a lot of the realtors have got to know Cindy. They trust Cindy, and Cindy brings me things and says, hey, we have this realtor. They've sent us 4 or 5 deals. We need to move them to a top producer. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. But Cindy is basically the one that runs the scheduling. She's the one that runs the reports getting out in a timely manner. She's the one that calls showing time. So without Cindy, that part wouldn't function. So without my support group, I wouldn't have that. And then I have 4 amazing inspectors that has actually brought on other realtors for me. They also have their own realtors where we know if, Reggie Johnson, if he calls, he's only going to get Michael Whitehead because that's what Reggie wants. So we get to know each one of our realtors, and like now our realtors know to text us because that's what they want. And they text us at 12 o'clock at night. Here's the buyer's information, here's the property address, here's when we want it, and here's who we want. And when they wake up in the morning, it's already scheduled for them, and they know that they can trust us. But it's that team that I built, and then they build the relationships with the realtors.
That's a great answer.
Sherry,
Awesome.
I got a question. So, what's the kind of the team look up when you have people that do you have separate people that do the inspections compared to the furniture medic compared to the service clean?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So I have all different skill sets of employees. We are lucky enough to employ 15 people in DFW. So we have 4 inspectors that are licensed with TREC. Then we have me that does all of the commercial inspections. So I'm certified to do commercial inspections. And then for my furniture medic, we have a cabinet team of 5. So we specialize in cabinet repairs, cabinet touch-ups, cabinet restoration. So what I like about that is my cabinet team can kind of move over to AmeriSpec in a sense because our realtors are selling homes, and instead of ripping out a kitchen and spending, $40,000, $50,000 to get the house ready to sell, they can bring us in for a kitchen touch-up. And then my cabinet team from Furniture Medic kind of moved over to AmeriSpec clientele, and we get that house ready to be sold with a great kitchen. And then after the people sell the house, they move. Now they have transit damage because you don't move without getting a nick or a ding, a shattered glass, something like that. So now that client comes back to us after the sale, and we're able to touch that up. So our realtors know that when they call us, we're a one-stop shop with 3 different services. And then like a couple of our clients that sell commercial will call us for floor care because they need to put their commercial building up for sale, but maybe it was an auto mechanic shop and the floors are terrible, but they know that by hiring us just to come in and do a buff and a polish, that will add more money to the final sales price. So our realtors are learning that we're a family of brands is how we market ourselves, and we can do so many more services than just a general home inspection.
Well, I think it's a genius idea too, and I would imagine like your inspectors when they go out, they're looking for like there's some furniture they could probably use Furniture Medic. They definitely the floors need some work, and I would imagine you probably have them trained to make suggestions.
Well, we have to be careful on that because TREC kind of frowns upon asking for services at the time of inspections. But, like we don't try to sell other services to them, but we educate them on what all we do. So like when we send out an email, we have an email signature with all 3 of our brands on it. Mm-hmm. Like when we're talking to the realtors, we're educating them that, hey, if you need, a kitchen door is falling off because of the hinge and it's the kitchen cabinet where everybody looks for water damage when they're, buying a home. The kitchen cabinet, you always open. The bathroom cabinets, you always open. Don't make that an eyesore. Just call and say, hey, before we do any open houses or do any showings, we need to come out and fix that hinge, and then the cabinet door is cracked. We need that repaired. So the realtors are learning that we offer so much more, and we're also looking at cost savings, because I just bought a house and sold a house, and just to do that, every little penny added up. So when you have somebody that can come out and repair something and understand that, you know, it's a transaction to get this house sold. And then when they sell the house, they have another transaction to buy the other house, and it's all transaction based. That's what we're educating our employees on, is about the realtors and the transactions and needing to take care of the realtors because they're going to keep referring back to us.
That's great.
Well, Sherry and Shannon, I was just listening to what you said and talking about Trek. We all know, you know, the challenges of navigating sometimes around Trek. But when you're going in and you're talking about all the services that you offer,
Mhm.
I would assume that in order to get that follow-up business, if needed, that's an extra incentive for you guys to do a great job on the actual company that's in there working right now, whether it's the inspection or not, right? Because the better you do, the better relationship you build with that family and that home, the more likely that if there is a need for your other two services, the more likely they're going to be to call you back. Am I right about that?
That is correct. And then sometimes what's interesting is we get a call that somebody's putting their house on the market and they know kind of like what they need to do, and they know that their kitchen's an eyesore. So they'll call me out and I'll do the inspection, and I'm like, hey, you know, instead of spending tens of thousands of dollars, let's, you know, do a touch up and you'll get the same thing from it. And then who are you using to list your home? And half the time they haven't even thought that far. So like with our top agents that keep referring and keep, you know, doing that and building a working relationship with us, you know, sometimes we find out we're in Plano. Okay, well, you need a Plano realtor. Well, here's a list of Plano realtors. So we're also trying to build that referral source where it's not a one-way, it's a two-way referral source. And that's also like what makes us different is we're trying to build lasting relationships, not only with our realtors, but with our customers, so that they know that we're somebody that they can trust. And we might do work for them, you know, a year ago, and now they know of us as our inspection company because it's on our business card, and they're calling us saying, Sherry, I need a good realtor, and who do you have, because my mom just passed away and now we have an estate sale. Well, not every realtor specializes in estate. So, you know, we give those referrals and we're building that network with our agents. And Shannon does what we call one-on-ones with our agents when they come on to us to get to know them so that we know what they're looking for also.
And a lot of times when I'm at the events, I mean, I can be one of, you know, 2 inspectors, 3 inspectors sitting at the table. So I focus on, we're a family of services. Hey, if we've all seen some houses that were listed and like, oh my God, they really didn't take care of that. They're not trying to get the best value. So I say we're a family of services. We can make your house picture perfect. This way we can make sure you have a smooth transaction. Our inspectors are trained to give information, not to scare their clients. That's often one of the most feedbacks that I do get. But when we can say that, so a lot of people necessarily remember me as a furniture person, which sets me apart from just the regular inspector, that we offer the family of services and we're here to make their life easy and to continue for them to be the elite agent here in Dallas.
Jordan, you got any questions?
Well, I was curious, Shannon, how long did you say you've been working with Amerispec again?
I started with Sherry 2 years ago. I met Sherry through our local chamber, Metro Crest. So she and I started just as friends, and she needed some part-time work, and I was in transition. I left the hotel industry, been in the hotel industry and service industry for 20 years. So hospitality is just something. Sherry always would set appointments, or we try to do commitments. And so she was always going in different directions. So I came on full time last January. So I've had the privilege to be part of programs. I've been through the Keller Williams Bold program 3 times. I know Wade Solomon's a Bold coach. So it's getting to work and to be part of that, I became part of Women's Council last year. I am the membership director this year, asking to be vice chair. I've been asked to be vice chair at the affiliate with MetroTech. So it's been great for me to get us involved in the community to enhance our presence and then just to share. You know, in this craziness, we can't control a lot of things, but we can control our attitude and we can control paying it forward, making someone's life a little bit easier by just going the extra step. As one of my bold coaches says, the road going the extra mile is never crowded. So
who's
like
the bold
that.
coach? Who is the coach that said that?
Dusty Oglesby.
Oglesby. Got it. You've done 3 bolds. Who were the other? Was it Dusty all 3 times?
Yes, Dusty's my drunk monkey. So yes.
I've done once.
Oh, you did with Dusty as well?
No, I had another one. The one that I did, we actually had 3 coming in because it was during the transition. But so I did bold before I even bought Amerispec. We were doing all of the talking. We knew that we were looking at buying, and I was like, you know, what am I really getting myself into? So I went ahead and signed up for bold. And it was funny. I showed up to do bold, and they're like, "Who are you with?" And I'm like, I really don't know who I'm with because I can't tell you Amerispec because I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah.
A lot of people just kind of didn't take me serious during my whole class.
Well, they are now, I'm sure. So
Absolutely.
So I actually did. So prior to doing Real Producers, I was traveling around the country sponsoring Keller Williams Bolds. I probably sponsored 50 different classes or so. Like I was on the East Coast for a while. From Minnesota down to Texas. And so I've had 20 different bold coaches. I have never, Dusty, I'd never done it with, but there's so many that I've done it with. And so I got a lot of respect, and bold is close to my heart for sure. So that's cool.
Well, it was interesting when you had Wayne Solomon on a couple weeks ago when he made a comment about writing a letter to himself. I'm like, oh dear God, that's a bold thing. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
So Shannon, I've got a question for you, and this is always fascinating to me when I am talking to someone that had a career in a completely different industry and then they make the transition. Sometimes, I've done that. I've done it myself, but the question I always want to ask is, what did you take from the hospitality industry that you've been able to apply to what you do now and find success? What's that one thing that really made the difference in both industries?
Just service and hospitality. As my husband and I would say, it's an honor to serve. I sold home away from homes for 20 years, planned events and did things like that. So it's basically just taking that sense of service and, switching it over to here. So we're of service to the realtors, we're of service to the community, and just having that commitment to service and hospitality and helping anybody any which way I can. That's just something for me that I've always lived by and strive by. So we're blessed to be a blessing to others.
That is awesome. I love that. So we've got about 6 minutes left. We may go a little bit longer because I'm really enjoying this conversation. But I wanted to ask you both. Sherry, you were talking about the relationships that you have with the real estate agents and how you're able to refer people. You've got that type of relationship that what's a good fit when someone's asking for a realtor that does maybe a specific thing. And I know that Real Producers is a network to meet even more people that have that same mindset. So if you would, both of you, talk a little bit about how your relationship's been within Real Producers and what you really enjoy about it and the people that are in there and how they work together, really to serve the community even in a stronger way than what they would individually.
I'll let Shannon take this one because having 3 different companies is hard for me to do the day-to-day marketing. So I really rely on Shannon for that. But what I like about the Real Producers, and Jordan can speak to this, when you see Amerispec, you see Shannon. But it's the publication. I like to get the publication. I start reading all of the information, and I'm finding out things about my top producers that are in our book of business that I would never have known. And then, like, when I see something interesting or a tidbit or something, I make note of it. And then next time I talk to them, I'm able to have a better conversation. And that's what I get out of Real Producers, is getting to know realtors on an individual basis that I might not have had that connection or that time with, that Shannon would have had that time with. So that's what I get out of Real Producers, and it's a great publication.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, Jordan, I will brag on you. I can say at the beginning of this little craziness, you always said everybody's take every podcast, whatever you can, just to take this as a learning experience. So I've been very blessed. So I always brag that your 2 Zooms, that way, just where you had us doing the breakout, where you had us the questions, that was way cool. But I brag about the Mr. Thank You. And I'm even I'm part of the affiliate forum at Metrotex, and we're getting him to speak for our North Texas Food Bank fundraiser in November. So
awesome. Yeah, John Israel, he's a good man.
Yeah. And I think, like I said before, you can't control certain things, but you can control how you look, how you're grateful, how to pay it forward. I like how he shared stories, of writing, for me, coming from a hospitality catering background, where he and this group of fathers went into this restaurant late at night, and the waitress, could have taken an attitude, but she wound up serving him. So he wrote his 5th and final thank you note to her that day, said, "Hey, we appreciate this. We're a group of dads. We're just here to learn, make our lives better for business as well as our family. And we just wanted to thank you for the service that you gave us." So he gives her the note, runs to the ladies' room, or men's room, excuse me. And when he comes back, she literally hugs him, says, "That's the best tip ever that you've given me." So we don't know what people have going on in their lives. So just that one word of encouragement. So I have bragged about you with with the happy hands and, I'm like, of all the Zooms that I've done, I said, that was one of the best ones. And it was great for just the interaction that it gave. So again, planning part of other ones. And so I'll say, like, we did breakout questions. Again, my husband and I are as catering, so I'm a foodie. So one of my best shows that I've watched lately is The Best Thing That I Ever Ate. So some of that, I'm like, okay, so, and I'm using your model. I said, okay, it's really cool because he broke us out into groups. So we got to ask questions. You got more of an intimate contact with other people that you may do, because your events are great, but trying to talk to 100 people at the same time gets a little crazy. But I loved it how you did the breakout sessions of us for 5 or 6. So we got to learn nuggets of wisdom about people that we may necessarily not have. And it's been cool to see you spotlight the stories. The 2 gentlemen that were staging, you guys had on a couple of weeks ago, he said, we stage a home, but we sell a house, at how they present.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to learn everybody's stories. We didn't get her overnight. It's been with hard work and dedication. But when you're authentic to serve and you want to make someone else's job better and easier, they remember you for that. It may not be tomorrow. It may be down the road. I've had a realtor that I worked with and connected at an event, but it took a good 6-9 months for us to connect one-on-one. And he said, and we sat and had coffee. So instead of our hour coffee turned into 3 hours of coffee.
That's easy with Shannon.
Yeah, I can tell you. If it is, you get to know everybody's story. And real estate is definitely a business that you have to self-motivate. And it is cool just to see when you find like-minded spirits, to see how they can share their nuggets of wisdom.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what's special about what Jordan, brings to the table for, the realtors and the vendors is, we don't have time to make one-on-ones with 500 people. But what Jordan brings to the table is the connections on a personal level that allows us to bond and to make those relationships where, we feel comfortable referring and getting referred. And that's what's so special about this publication.
Exactly. Jordan, we're about out of time, but Jordan, do you want to respond? I tell you what, I've really enjoyed this show. You ladies are fascinating and fantastic. I love the relational attitude that you have, that you carry with your business, because I think that's one thing that makes a difference. And getting to know each other. We go past that transaction. We all have to have transactions, right? That's what we're in business for. And I think sometimes we assume that people are transactional when they really are relational. It's up to us sometimes to get to know them as well as them get to know us, right? And I can see that. I want to get to know y'all better. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you after the show's over. But Jordan, I'm going to give you a chance to respond to what they were saying. I also want you ladies to tell everybody how they can. Let's do that first. Let's tell everybody how they can get in touch with you if they're looking to make a contact on Service Master, Amerispec, or Furniture Medic.
Well, we have Facebook, so you can go to any one of our Facebook pages. We do have, we are a franchise, so when you do go, make sure you're picking the one for Farmers Branch, Carrollton, and you don't get one of the other ones, because we are a franchise for each brand. But the easiest way is just to give us a call. We have 3 different numbers, and Jordan, you're going to share this, so I'll drop the numbers below so that everybody has our contact information. If you want to get to know us better, you can always email Shannon to set up a one-on-one, or if you have a client that has a need, then you would need to reach out to Cindy. So I'll put all of that down there so that it's easy for the realtors to connect. But simply give us a call, email, give us a text, shoot us something on Facebook. We're here for you, and we're easy to get a hold of.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you both for being on the show today. A lot of great knowledge, wisdom, and just a lot of heart. I think that's what I got out of it. That's the type of people I like to do business with. So, Jordan, talk a little bit about what you need to say and close us out, if you will.
You got it. Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on and the kind words. It's been a pleasure. I'm grateful Peter was able to connect us and having you guys on. One thing I'll say, Shannon is so good at being engaged, and that's definitely important for us with when we partner with people. Someone who's engaged, someone who's very relationship driven, and Shannon's just does such a good job of staying active in the community. And so I wanted to give a love to Shannon for that. I know you're the kind of the face of our partnership in regards to that. And so if I want to say to anyone, if they need furniture repair, inspections, or get those carpets or floors cleaned, man, this on Labor Day, I labored on cleaning my carpets. I actually got a carpet shampooer. I should have called you guys. I don't have too big of a place, but man, it was a lot of work, and my floors were dirty. And so maybe you don't know you need your floors cleaned, so you probably should do it anyways. Give these ladies a call for any of those things. They're fantastic. I appreciate having you guys as partners. And to Lendon, as always, man, thanks for putting together this great show and having us on. And hopefully, again, stay tuned, guys. We're looking to have an in-person event real soon. So tune in. We should be on next week with another partner. And thank you to Shannon and Sherry and Amerispec. We'll see you guys next time.